Two of the biggest rappers to emerge out of New York and influential figures within the world of hip-hop, LL Cool J and Jay-Z's beef, all seems to stem back to 2004, when Jay-Z was made president of Def Jam Records, the same label LL Cool J had been signed to since his breakthrough in 1984. Jay-Z had announced his retirement, something he later reneged on as an artist after 2003's Black Album, and the decision to make him president reflected his desire to concentrate on business over music. Def Jam's chairman, Antonio L.A. Reid, released a statement upon the announcement in which he suggested that Jay was the perfect person for the role. After 10 years of successfully running Rockefeller, Sean has proven himself to be an astute businessman, in addition to the brilliant artistic talent that the world sees and hears. I can think of no one more relevant and credible in the hip-hop community to build upon Def Jam's fantastic legacy and move the company into its next groundbreaking era. However, LL Cool J didn't agree with Reid's decision, especially considering he had been with the label since the start and had been crucial in establishing it as one of hip-hop's most reputable labels. In a 2007 interview with VH1's Behind the Music, LL expressed his hurt at Jay's treatment of him and criticized his management, feeling that in searching for new stars, Jay neglected who he had already had on his roster. That hurt, that was painful, and that created a lot of bruised blood in my spirit. I need my records promoted, and your job is to promote them. He needs to be on the phone, calling radio stations. I just don't feel like he had the necessary experience to do that job. In a 2007 interview with MTV, LL expressed similar sentiments, suggesting that Jay didn't understand how much Def Jam meant to him. These guys fail to realize that when you talk about Def Jam, you're talking about my legacy. Everything that ever happened at Def Jam is my legacy. Without me being a 16-year-old with my rhyme book, Def Jam wouldn't exist. Everything that's ever been a success up there is a product of me, and I've given birth to it. I didn't personally attack anyone on Queens, but at the same time I have the right to speak on something I helped build. When Russell feels something, he speaks on it as Russell Simmons. LL's comments fueled speculation within the industry that LL's animosity towards Jay stemmed from him being overlooked as Def Jam's president. However, on his True Stories DVD, LL squashed such speculation and admitted he had previously passed over the job.
And I hear a lot of silly shit about people talking about, like, I want a job up there. Like, what part of me being LL Cool J makes somebody think I want a job at a record company? Like, I don't know where people get that idea from, but that's like a fantasy. Because the reality is, I turned them records that job down 10 years ago. And I'll tell you why. Just because you can bake a cake, you know what I'm saying, doesn't mean that you're qualified to run a bakery. I never felt like I had the experience to do that job, so I didn't take the job. So people need to understand that. And as far as going at Jay, it's nothing personal. Like, this is purely business. Like, all I wanted him to do, all I want the record company to do is promote my records. I'm not looking to assassinate anybody's character. I'm not looking to degrade nobody. I ain't got to do that. Why would I need to do that?
LL Cool J's frustration seemed to stem from the promotion, or lack of his 2006 album, Todd Smith, something he alluded to on his True Stories DVD, where he suggested that Jay and Def Jam hadn't kept their promises.
You know, a record needs to be promoted, and if somebody gives you their word, they got to keep it. It's as simple as that.
During an appearance at the 2006 VMAs, LL suggested that Jay's promotional capabilities only extended to himself. I think Def Jam needs to be a better promoter of hip-hop. I think Jay-Z does a very good job of promoting Jay-Z. Such was the strenuous nature of Jay and LL's relationship during this period, 50 Cent told Hot 97's Envy that he was serving as an intermediary between the two. LL's got his own issue with Def Jam, to be honest with you. He feels that they're not prioritizing him. He's been there from the start. I talked to him and I talked to Jay. I'm the liaison between them for that project to keep that functioning, and I'm gonna bring the material necessary for us to have a great project. Jay's priority is business. He's a businessman. If it makes good business sense, he's doing it. However, it wasn't just via the press that LL vented his frustrations with Jay and Def Jam. He also used his music, particularly his 2007 track Queens, to demonstrate his anger, rapping, "I wish Rick and Russell was back. I miss the old Def Jam, cause them new monkeys act like they don't know who I am. The promotion and marketing wasn't worth a damn." LL clearly felt disrespected by Jay and Def Jam, but his issues didn't just revolve around perceived poor management and promotion. Jay's verse on 50 Cent's 2007 track, I Get Money, Forbes 123 remix, annoyed him. Specifically, the part where Jay rapped, "I'm all ready to go, next stop is the Billy." While Jay was likely just declaring himself the greatest, as rappers frequently do, LL seemed to perceive it as a disrespectful nod to his 2000 album, Go. In an interview with Block TV, LL suggested instead of doing the verse, Jay's priority should have been elsewhere. I'm happy that this moment has come to this. It's about to get real funny. I don't even know why you did that to yourself. Instead of doing that verse, you should have been doing your job. However, Jay responded during a listening party for his album, American Gangster, declared LL a legend and stated that the issue was one-sided. He's upset, not me. If you want to work it out, I'm more than willing to do that. Curiously, despite the pair's fallout, their relationship stretches back all the way to high school, with LL Cool J recalling in an interview with Big Boy's Neighborhood how he may have laughed at a young Jay rapping, humorously suggesting that it was why he wasn't invited to Rockefeller's annual brunch parties. I laughed at you, so now I can't have no brunch? LL certainly doesn't paint it as a serious incident, and it didn't appear to be a source of tension between the pair, as he told Fat Joe in a 2020 interview.
You know, people have misunderstandings, and when we were young, super young, from what I understand, maybe you know, there was a contest or something, and he rapped, and I laughed at him or something. But we little kids. He's probably a year younger than me, maybe a year and a half. Okay, so if I'm 16 or 17 and he's 15 or 16. Just think about us, think about a contest happening, and think about, you know, him saying something and me giggling or laughing, and then maybe his uncle. I have no malice. I'm like, it's all love for me. Like, and I mean that sincerely. Like, I don't have no type of ill feelings, no type of weird vibes. Like, I wish everybody success. I want to see everybody succeed, Joe. So it's a little tricky and dicey because so many people put a lot of things on it, but I ain't got no problem with homie at all.
In 2009, former entertainment lawyer turned author Reggie Asse recounted in his blog Combat Jack with Today's Mathematics that Jay and LL regularly used to have rap battles before Jay landed a record deal, with the rap battles orchestrated by Damon Dash and DJ Clark Kent. Asse suggested that the pair's confrontations may have caused some simmering tensions. Damon Clark figured if Jay was known as the dude that killed LL in battle, record labels would take note and give him that much sought-after record deal. Damon Clark had the plan laid out. Whenever LL was spotted by either of them, they would page each other and Jay and get him to meet at whatever location LL was. This went on a couple of times. Once contacted, Jay would roll up to the club, bar, or whatever venue and lay in the cut, waiting for his opportunity to attack LL in battle. Dame would poly with, then taunt LL about how Jay was nicer than him, was ready to take his spot even. LL's ego would result in him agreeing to go head-to-head against the young and then unknown challenger. Dame and Clark would end up in my office the following day, laughing about how Jay lit that ass up. Every time too. They was a bit sour too, cause after each battle, LL would kill the vibe, crush Jay's high, by flinging the yo, my next record is dropping next month, when's yours coming out against Scrap, line at him. Jay, Dame, and Clark didn't like that shit, not one bit. I'm betting those battles are the reason LL is still kinda aggy towards Jay. However, speaking to Dougie Diamond's TV, Sauce Money, who worked heavily with Jay at the beginning of his career, disputed Asse's claims, stating that it was him who initiated the rap battles.
I heard his interview with Combat Jack, and yeah, it was me that initiated it.
However, Jay seemed to have a high level of respect for LL, regardless of their showdowns. In 2004, he covered LL's I Need Love as part of his documentary concert, Fade to Black. In 2021, the pair were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame together, with Jay-Z describing his fellow inductee as a hero. Jay's comments, alongside several photos of the pair chatting and laughing at the ceremony, suggested that the pair's feud was over, and there was no hard feeling. However, in August 2023, during a performance in Houston as part of his Force tour, LL made some comments to the audience that were interpreted as a dig at Jay. Let me shout it out to all you rappers trying to play mystery man. Stop fucking up your legacy. Get on this goddamn stage, man. Considering Jay's lack of musical output in recent years and the pair's fractured history, LL's comments could conceivably have been aimed at Jay. However, a Twitter user, @EricEnigma, who had been present at the show, tweeted that LL's comments definitely weren't aimed at Jay. I was literally at this show. He and Questlove had just finished performing Houdini's Freaks Come Out at Night and was saying he had tried to get Jalil from the group to come on the tour, but he declined. That's who he's referring to here. Anything for engagement though, right? So while LL and Jay's history means that they are never likely to be best friends, enough time has passed since the pair's time together at Def Jam for wounds to heal, and a mutual respect has seemingly allowed them to squash their beef.